Uh,
When Josh, tell me if this resonates with you, or Matt, tell me if this resonates with you. Because you guys came in at CrossFit at different times, I wonder if if either of you see this as true or not. But when I came into CrossFit, like one of the cornerstones of CrossFit was the fact that it was, if your life depended on your fitness, it was the fitness program to do. So let's say you were a police officer and you wanted the best chance of survival out in the field, whether it was running away from bad guys or running towards bad guys, it should be CrossFit. Firefighters, it sort of infiltrated the Navy SEALs like that. And when we had the two altercations in Afghanistan and Iraq, you could see in Google searches that those were like number 2 and number 3 top countries in the world where CrossFit was being done, because the soldiers were over there just Googling the shit out of it, right? Looking for workouts and whatnot. And so that's where a lot of its, I think, brand value originally came from. It was basically the fitness program for first responders. And then and by brand value, I meant then like Berkeley coffee drinking hippies like me could then sort of get a little taste of what the Joshes and the Daves were doing out in the world, and fitness-wise, okay, this is what they're doing, this is what I'm doing. I can try to get as fit as them or go through some of that suffering that they're going through. And it's funny, I don't think the world knows that anymore. I think like that's like that part of the brand value vanished. Did you ever see it that way, the way I'm saying, Josh? Or did you ever, Matt?
I 100% think that that's exactly what. That was, to be honest, that's how I got into it, right? So I've told you the story, right, Sevan?
I don't remember.
I'm sure you've heard it. But how I got into CrossFit was I was a loan officer, and there was a guy there, and he goes, I want to go be a Navy SEAL. It was his lifelong goal. I had no idea what Navy SEALs were. And I'm going to start doing this stuff called CrossFit. This was in January of 2005. And this is what these Navy SEALs do, train to get fit to be Navy SEALs. And he's like, do you want to do it with me? And I said, sure. So I started doing CrossFit January 2005. About a month in, I decided I was going to go try to be a Navy SEAL because I thought it sounded awesome, and been doing it ever since. And I wholeheartedly believe if that is your profession, if you are military, law enforcement, first responder, firefighter, anything exactly where you need to be physically fit to do your job, I have a hard time seeing a different fitness regimen that would suit you better.
When your fitness is the difference between life and death.
Exactly. And
you said something really interesting there. Sorry, cut you off, Matt, because I want to hear what you have to say on this too. But I was proposing that if you were in these professions, that you do CrossFit. Well, CrossFit became so intertwined that actually CrossFit brought you to becoming a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, exactly. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It was really interesting.
Matt, does any of that resonate with you? Like, because you came in later, right? And by then that story had started kind of losing its origin story. It started losing its.
Oh no, I did my first CrossFit Metcon. I think it was a triplet. It was probably late in 2012, I think. And I'm not really sure what I thought of it when I first got in. It was like,
You can be honest. You can be honest. Say it. You can.
No, I was going to the gym for Olympic weightlifting, and then I don't know if you guys remember Danny Haran. She stepped away from competing a couple years ago, but she was a member. She was dating the owner of the gym at the time, now married, but she would pick my brain a little bit on Olympic weightlifting because I would go to the gym just to do Olympic weightlifting. And then, she got a kick out of being like, hey, can you do a muscle up? And I don't know. She would show me one and I would jump up and do one. She would, hey, can you walk on your hands? And I would do that. And so, that was my introduction to CrossFit. I didn't really go into a CrossFit gym to even do CrossFit. I just went in to use their barbells and plates. But yeah, I think the correlation between CrossFit and first responders or soldiers was very strong. I think it still is. Is it not?
I'm sure it is.
No, I think it is too. I think what Sevan's just trying to say is that's where it originated from, right? And I don't think people realize that's what that program, the ideology behind CrossFit really comes from. people just think, oh, this is a good way to get fit. But really it was, hey, if you're in this type of position, if you're in this type of job where your life is on the line, or you might need to save someone else's life, this is a program you should be doing, right? This is the thought process behind this. I don't think a lot of people do know that now, right? They probably just say, oh, you just took a bunch of different styles of workouts and put them together, and it makes you really fit.
I know that I spoke to this guy the other day. This is what popped in my head. He's got a huge following, big podcast, and he was telling me how CrossFit's just an activity for white people, white wealthy people. And I'm like, well, wait a second. Actually, how could you say that? It's completely free on the internet. That's how I found it. I did it for free on the internet for a year. Its origins are to be free on the internet, and its origins are deeply rooted in the military, which
right.
I think has a significant mixture of racial ethnicities, and the two, at least in some of my tenure at CrossFit, Afghanistan and Iraq were like the big Google hits, right? Big, huge, crazy streaming going on over there to see workouts and whatnot. And so and I'm not saying his story's not true. I'm just saying it's not the whole story.
No,
like and this guy's from the UK, so if only white people in the UK are doing it or whatnot, it's
rarely do you ever get the full story when it's on the internet.
Right.
You get the part that fits your narrative very well.
Exactly. Yeah, those types of people are always going to be there, right? You're going to have people who are going to hate on something and say that it's exclusive and not inclusive. And that's just people's opinions who want to bash on something, right? They want to have something. They have something to talk about.
This guy was a CrossFitter. This guy was a CrossFitter too. I think a lot of people also think that, like, if you go to an affiliate, you think that the majority of CrossFit is happening in an affiliate. And if you don't go to an affiliate, you think the majority of CrossFit is happening outside of the affiliate. So everyone just has like their own perspective, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Which I have no idea what the answer to that question is. I don't think anyone knows. At least they didn't know, unless Rose X has figured out a way to data mine that. I don't think anyone knows.
I agree.
You like that, Matt?
Yeah, sure.